What's up everybody, how's it going? Welcome to this episode of Car Rant. Today we are reviewing the Hankook tires on my Lexus IS300. So if you're new to our channel, we are no strangers at all to doing product reviews of varying types. But tire reviews are definitely some of our favorite to do because we get to go out and drive both like a civilian and also like what we prefer to do, and that's drive hard and fast and all those fun things. With that said, I needed a tire that could deliver all of what I needed for a daily setup. And when I did my homework, I found a few different options and I decided to go with, for this Lexus, a set of these Hankook Ventus S1 Nobles. These are by far some of my favorite dailyable tires. Now I've had them on the car for about a month now and I have zero complaints to offer about these things. They feel great, they have incredible amounts of grip for what they are. They're not the cheapest tire, I will admit. These are about $170 each for the size that I have. Okay, let's go. Just a quick little. Goodness, I love how this car sounds. I will be the first to admit that Hankook as a brand is relatively new to me. I've seen it, I've heard of it, but I've never actually gone out there and experienced a car with Hankook strapped to it. And I can honestly say I'm not sure why I don't see more cars with it. The rubber is soft, it's very, very easy to get traction with it. It's not a crazy aggressive tire, even though it's still quite aggressive. It holds grip very well. The only time I've ever had any issues out of these is when it has been extremely wet and I just come into a corner way too hot and I start to lose a little bit of grip and hydroplane. But then, kind of like how the Yokohamas would catch pretty quickly, the same thing happens with these. And if I'm honest, I probably would compare this tire to the Yokohamas because they're very similar in how they behave, they're very similar in how they're designed. But I will say out the gate, like just kind of feeling it with my hands and putting my hands on the tires themselves, the Yokohamas have a little bit of this like synthetic-y feel to it, which isn't a bad thing. That's just kind of how it feels in my hands. These feel like the rubber itself is like a very rare, very sticky natural rubber. So when it's time to like drive on these, I know for a fact that I'm getting everything I need out of them. I'm not saying I didn't out of the Yokos. I feel more confident in this car with these tires than I do in the Eva with the Yokos, which is kind of sad when you think about it because I was more excited to try out those Yokohamas than I was to try out these. And now I'm like, oh, these feel so good. They grip so well. With a proper stance, these things will just handle, you know. In the dry, it's amazing. It holds every corner the way that I want it to. In the wet, it still holds quite well, but I think for me, I just need to adjust my suspension some more because this suspension in this car is relatively stock. And that's probably why I can't get all that I want out of it. Like, it's the suspension that's letting the tires down, not the tires letting the suspension down like it is in our 240SX right now. But even now, driving around, it's very windy. I can feel the car trying to be pushed around, but the tires are keeping me where I'm at. You know, this is a heavy car, so when wind pushes it, it's pushing a lot of weight. This is almost 4,000 pounds with me in the car. So let's put that in perspective here. This is definitely a heavy hulking beast, and that's why I need to bolster my suspension more to help make these tires really work the way that we want them to. They're quiet. They do what you want them to do for a daily setup, and they do what you'd want them to do when you're just going out and having some fun. Case in point. I mean, you can pretty much just floor it and it hooks immediately. There's not a lot of wait time going on. Now, if you were to try and take this to the drag strip, you're probably gonna roast them, just because Hankook actually makes drag radials for that reason. But yeah, as far as just taking it on the street, driving it every day, having some fun on the weekend, this is a great setup of tires. I definitely would recommend them. I actually think I like these better than the Avid and Vigor tires, which honestly is kind of surprising to me because I really like those. I mean, they soak hits beautifully. I just ran over something in the road. No issues whatsoever. I can sit there and corner all day. Case in point, coming in kind of hot right here. And, oh, big car, but it's still holding. You know, maybe get some better sway bars for sure in the back, and it would definitely come around a lot stronger than it does right now. All I'm saying is that, guys, if you haven't considered buying these tires for your more sporty, aggressive setup, I definitely would look into it. Again, me personally, I like my Falcon RTKs. Yes, I know they're a very high performance tire and things like that, and eventually we'll try out other higher performance tire brands like Nitto's high-end tire. I don't remember what it's called off the top of my head. But for driving around in the daily car, my Lexus, this is probably the tire I'm going to stick with in this car because it feels great. It holds on everywhere I need it to, and quite honestly, for what I'm getting out of these tires, it's relatively affordable. Like, I get it, they're expensive. They're $170 a tire, but with the performance I get in a heavy car, I keep on emphasizing that because heavy cars tend to push vehicles around, and when they push them around, they tend to lose their grip. And here I am just enjoying a nice drive. They're comfortable. I can take anything in this tire and still keep on going. But all that said, let me know what you guys think of these tires. If you've tried them yourself, tell me about your experience down in the comment section. If I've helped persuade you into thinking that, hey, you know what, let's give these a shot, let me know as well. I'm very curious to see what people actually think of these tires and what people think of our reviews. And all that said, thank you all for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Like and sub if you haven't already. Make sure you hit the bell so you can stay up to date with all things related to Car Rant. And we'll see you next time. God bless and peace. I know I probably shouldn't right through this area, but I just really want to give this car a nice send. Put in second and just floor it. These tires give me everything I need, man. They just love to grab the road. They're so good.